Hello everybody, my name is Stacy. Welcome to my channel, The Liminal Space. Welcome into my reading for the month of August, where we look at 3 cards that are messages basically from the collective spirit to us. A first message to our mind, then a message to our body, and finally a message to our spirit. I'm also going to be pulling a color card in to give us a color to work with this month. Now, interestingly enough, the last 2 months have been turquoise. Both in a row. So it's been interesting when we see a double down like that. Anyways, I just want to say July is probably my favorite month of the year. It's just where I'm at, like the highest peak of summer. We still have the beauty of spring tying to when harvest kind of starts at the end of July. And I enjoy July. And sometimes I'd like it to be July forever. But I understand that in the cycle of life, one cycle needs to end so another cycle can begin. And so the cycle of July has closed and we are moving into the cycle of August. And it's kind of kicking off with a bang. At the end of July, Mercury went direct, thank goodness. It wasn't as hard for me as it was for some of my friends, but it was challenging. The sun is in Leo right now. Jupiter is in Leo right now. So it's really shining a bright light on us. Also, the nodes of the moon have shifted at the end of the month. I think the same day that Mercury went direct. So interestingly enough, so now we're looking at the North Node sitting in Aquarius and the South Node sitting in Leo. And we're feeling those energies as we move into August. August also has 3 retrograde planets. Pluto, which has been retrograde for a little while, it is the planet of transformation, of new cycles and ending cycles. Neptune, which is kind of our spiritual growth, our dreams. And Saturn, I think of Saturn as kind of the taskmaster or the dad of the zodiac. And so we might find ourselves challenged in all of those ways because retrogrades really shine lights on what we need to do, maybe as far as shadow work or how we need to help ourselves heal. So a really intense energy coming at us this August. Also, we get both of our eclipses this fall in August. The first will be on the 12th, which is the last day of the Lionsgate portal. So the Lionsgate portal also opened up on the 26th, I believe, of July, and it's classically celebrated at its most high point on August 8th, the 8/8 portal that goes through August 12th. So, and then we have the eclipse. So, August is going to be something. And then we'll have the next eclipse the 28th, so at the end of August. And I'm hoping to do an eclipse reading for each of the eclipses this August. We'll see how that goes. So for this reading, we're looking at this deck right here. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. I've had it sitting sideways. I'm sorry. I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's just a hint at retrograde season still affecting us. So this is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and I love this deck. I think we all can connect to spirit animals, spirit guides, whether they come to us for a moment or our whole life. Yesterday, I was lucky enough to go on a kayaking trip down the Missouri River. I'm in northeastern Montana, and it was beautiful. It wasn't very hot. Today's much hotter, so it was really nice on the river, though we kind of bucked a headwind, and so we had a lot more paddling than we normally do when we're going downstream, but it was beautiful. We've seen tons of wildlife. Pelicans have been coming through for me. There's always seagulls, but there was definitely pelicans. We seen gold eagles. We've seen bald eagles. We've seen turkey vultures, a couple cows. It was beautiful just to be in the running water. Water is very energizing as well as cleansing for us. And then, just being out in nature like that is very uplifting. So let's take a look at what our 3 messages are. I'm going to try to leave my candle in frame. So we have a message for our mind, a message for our body, and then an overall message for spirit. And then at the end, we'll throw in our color message. I've really liked that energy of working with the color. So let's take a look first at our message from our mind. Butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful, and it is beautiful. And I feel like a lot of us are going through transformation right now. But one thing to remember about the caterpillar before she becomes the butterfly, or he or it, is there is a huge shift and change in their lives when really they form a chrysalis and they melt their whole self into mush, nothing. It's like the most high form of alchemy. And then they rebuild themselves into something new and beautiful. And transformation is beautiful, but it isn't easy. It can be painful. It can be difficult. But at the end, if we trust that things are going to work out, I really think they will. This is also the 11 card. 11 is a magical number. It is one of the numbers of the Master Builder, so very important. So the message here from the Oracle card is this. Joy and the beautiful lightness of being alive and creative in the world is the focus when butterfly spirit flutters before you. Transformation is inevitable as you grow into your most beautiful, empowered self. Indeed, you will go through some uncomfortable stages as you let go of the forms of your life that no longer fit the new you. Even relationships must go through shifts to match your new emerging self. If you focus on the beauty and not the challenge, if you stop taking yourself too seriously, and if you choose playful, loving, and joyous, you will soon know the miracle your soul wants you to experience through you. Today is a day for joy. That's a beautiful way to end that. Today is a day for joy. Sometimes when challenges come at us, how we accept them and react to them really can define how we're going to move forward. And it ain't always easy. Sometimes, you just want to break down and throw a fit or get angry and tell people how you really feel. And you can speak your truth and you can tell people that, but you still need to do it with respect and kindness, I think. And so that's one of the lessons that I'm learning in this life, because I'm still growing and I'm still learning, and I got a lot of growing to do and I got a lot of learning to do, but I'm very excited about this message to us for our mind. So let's take a look at what our message for our body is for this month of August. Moth spirit, interesting. We've got the winged creatures coming at us. So moth spirit says surrender now. And when I see moths or think of moths, I think of shadow work that needs to be done. And as this is eclipse season, I mean, it's the perfect time for shadow work. Shadow work isn't always easy though. It's usually very painful, and you have to dig into things that you don't want to really look at about yourself, about choices you've made, and you have to come to terms with them. But you also can't hang on to them. You can't live in that forever, because that energy has to move away so new energy can come for you. So let's take a look at this message. This is also one of those numbers that really appeals to me, 39. Hecate has been in my life for a long time. As a matter of fact, I just did a series of readings for the month of July. It was a daily reading I called the Oracle of Hecate, and it was a one-card reading to kind of help us with the energy of July and the change that's going on in the world. And there is a big shift happening on this planet, and for everybody living on this planet, everything living on this planet. And Hecate is here to support us because she wants the best for this planet and she wants the best for us. And she's not, smiley and laughing all the time. She can be intense energy and she wants to help you, but your lessons aren't always easy. So just know that. But it's important to do our shadow work. And if Hecate is someone that you call to shadow work, that's beautiful. Another person or energy that's beautiful to work with and has been on my mind a lot is Persephone, who is also very much tied to Hecate. So let's take a look at what Moth Spirit wants us to know. It says, Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or an addiction? Are you so intoxicated by a potential relationship or opportunity that you can't think straight? Hard work and dedication are virtues, and love, of course, is a beautiful thing. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it is time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty or even to a person may be your current vice. The form of your addiction does not matter so much as awareness of the consequence of remaining persistent when moderation is needed. Let go of your excessive energy by channeling it into more than one direction. The fire burns hot, and you don't want to be engulfed by your own passion to the exclusion of all other pursuits that matter to you. So this is a winged message that's not as smooth and easy as butterfly spirit. Both creatures go through a very similar change. This is kind of like the message of our mind is telling us we're working with, not shadow work, but light work. The message for our body is more like we're working through the shadow to get the healing that we need. Very Similar in creation, in their patterns. They start as caterpillars or worms, they go through a chrysalis stage, and then they emerge. But they emerge very different, but yet both are here to help us. So I'm really excited to see what our spirit message is. A moth spirit is not a card that comes up very often for me personally or in these readings, so I am excited to see it. So let's take a look at what our message for our spirit is. We have chameleon spirit, and this is not a winged animal. This is a very earthy, grounded, connected energy. Chameleons are also traditionally associated with fire element, so keep that in mind. So the message here is act as if. And one of the beautiful things about chameleons is their way that they adapt to the environment around them. And, sometimes we adapt to protect ourselves, and sometimes we adapt as we grow because we need the little bit of protection of a little bit of obscurity while we're figuring things out. So let's see what the message is here from this deck. It says, Chameleon Spirit shares her gift with you today to prepare you for the changes that will greatly benefit you. Outer conditions are changing, and you're required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? Good, because that will come in handy. It will enable you to determine how best to adapt to your environment and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, Chameleon Spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in, learn the lay of the land, and adapt as necessary. This really is an adaptation card right here. This is a fortunate time to act as if and do as others do until the new way feels familiar and completely natural. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting isn't about losing yourself. It's about learning how to dance with others. So this is kind of a wild month, and I'm not surprised, right? We have transformation in two different ways. This is like a transformation of growth. This is a transformation through surrendering. And this is telling us that we're going to adapt, but we might need to do it a little quietly and a little, not slowly, but a little grounded within yourself while the process is coming through. But all of these are talking about change. And so I think the month of August is going to be kind of kick-ass with change. So I'm really excited to see what our color card is. I'm going to move this up here a little higher, and we will see. I'm using this deck called The Secret Language of Color Cards by Ina Siegel, I think is how you say her name. Ina or Ina. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I will tell you, I love this deck. Just love it. And we'll see what color we're meant to work with this month. Like I said, the last 2 months were turquoise. The month before when I did it, it was pink. And then a personal color I pulled for myself recently was violet. So I'm curious to see what we have here. I'm just going to cut the deck and see what we have. Blue. This is a beautiful, deep, vibrant blue. Activating your healing power. Now, some of you might think of yourselves as healers to other people. Some of you might be working on healing yourself. We are all in a process of healing, and we all have the ability to be healers. No matter what your method of healing is, it's there for you. It is a tool to help you heal. It is a tool to help other people heal, but you need to let that activate within yourself. Now, I'm a Reiki master, and I'm working on furthering my Reiki energy, and there is no end to the learning that we can do to help ourselves heal and to help other people heal. So let's take a look at what this card message has for us. 37 numerically adds up to 10. 10 is a 1. So that is the card of the magician in the tarot, when all things are powerful. And one thing I love about one of the many things I love about the magician card is in the tarot. I wish I had my deck handy, or I could shuffle through and find that card really quickly. The magician stands at the beginning of the journey, basically. The fool starts the journey, but he doesn't know anything. The fool is just like, I don't have a clue, but I'm moving forward. But the first card, the magician, he realizes he has all the tools he needs. He has all the elements. He has all the power. He just needs to learn to grow through that process. So this is a card of healing. I might just have to kind of cover this up a little bit. There, maybe put it like that so you can see it. So blue. Blue activates healing powers, increases vitality, and has a calming effect when people feel nervous, manic, or overexcited. It also contains antiseptic qualities that heal burns, stops bleeding, and relieves fevers. Blue can even increase your metabolism. Use the blue sword of light to assist you in healing your body. Let me read that again. Use the blue sword of light to assist you in healing your body. Now, when I think of a blue sword, I think of the Archangel Michael, and he will come in and help you protect and kick ass, but also very much associated with healing in a different way than, say, Archangel Raphael with his green, vibrant healing energy is. Blue is very important. It can be soothing. It can be magnetic, almost like the deep indigo of a blue sky. Indigo is also a color associated with our third eye chakra. So this message here is on blue ray healing. And I also think of blue as a color I associate with the healing potential of Arcturian energy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just hit the internet. You will find information on Arcturians and their healing potential and their healing power. And we have the power to channel that for our highest good and for the highest good of others. So imagine you have a blue sword of light. At the tip of the sword, there is a blue star, which has incredible healing power. When the star touches any area that is sick, it dissolves the sickness out of your body. Use the blue sword of light to relieve fevers, stop bleeding, heal burns, and clear skin problems. Say this: Divine sword of light, heal, purify, and regenerate this area. Repeat this statement several times for about 2 minutes until you feel better. So that's beautiful message. I have not come across this card in this deck for myself in personal readings, and so I think it's very dynamic that it's showing up here. I do work with what I call sapphire blue light healing energy. One of the things that I've started to pull in with my Reiki practice is not just white light healing energy or golden light healing energy, but other colors of the light spectrum. And, we think of 7 colors basically in our light spectrum, but there are limitless shades of colors that we can work with. So blue is the card that we are being told could potentially help us heal. And I think we have a lot of healing to do this month just by looking at these cards. And I think we have the universe, the solar system, and the planet are lined up to help us heal through our butterfly, which is kind of light transformation, through our moth spirit, which is through shadow transformation, and then chameleon, which is helping us ride out these changes until we feel secure in ourselves with this blue healing energy. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful month of August. It's a lovely one. It's been hot where I'm at, and I imagine it's going to continue to be hot. So anyways, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the month of August. My name is Stacy. My channel is The Liminal Space. I love you all. Thank you for taking the time to come and check out these readings. I'm so grateful to you. Have a good day.